Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Today I am back after my basically my weekend with Father's Day. As you know, I said I wouldn't really be doing too much for the past couple of days due to Father's Day, but I'm back bringing you some more content and bringing you a update on what I am up to. So, as you know, I have been working a lot in League and even in Standard to try and do some little cool crafting projects. And now I'm gonna basically, it's gonna come to a T. I'm gonna show you where I'm at. As you see, I've also leveled up to 94, and this is largely due to the Headhunter. The Headhunter with the new League mechanic basically means I 1 out of every 10 is a fail, or 1 out of every 20 is a fail, and that's only if I'm not careful. And as you know, the new League mechanic, um, probably not new by now, but you know what I mean. Ultimatum gives you a lot of experience. Excuse me. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you a basic guide on how to make some crazy items. Excuse me. In part using veiled chaos herbs. Now, I don't think I have anything I can make at this moment, but let's go ahead and look at what we have. Well, let me see. What offers do I have? What is that? 10 passive? Yeah, dude. All yours. Alright, cool. So let's quickly just deposit all of our loot real quick, and then I can kind of get to showing you what I've been making. Well, first, our new boots. Now, these boots, if you can't tell, are pretty strong, and I can teach you how to make boots just like these, and how to make some even better if you want to. In the near future, once I get more boots like this. I have other boots that are 6 movement speed and 4 movement speed, but I don't have the currency to be just blowing on them right now. I spent a lot of my currency crafting these up. But here's basically what I have. Now, if I press L3, you can see we have the Exile movement speed plus extra movement speed there. We have tier 4 life, tier 4 evasion armor, 10% chance to dodge attack hits, strength, and onslaught during soul gain prevention. Now we have that because we have Val Haste and we spam Val Haste throughout a map. So basically, if we're not using onslaught, we're using Val Haste. If we're using Val Haste, we're using onslaught. We're just rotating them back and forth and pretty much always moving really quick. Now I haven't enchanted these boots, so these boots can get even more movement speed. But overall, if you do the math, that is 30 plus 12 for 42, plus 8 right there on the top for 50, plus 20 for onslaught, which is 70 movement speed. Once I get the enchant, which is going to be 10 movement speed if I haven't been hit recently, they'll be a whopping 80% movement speed boots. Now obviously you wouldn't really need the onslaught effect per se if you were using a raider. I am not using a raider, so I felt like I wanted to have permanent onslaught, or at least near permanent onslaught, with this method, and it's worked out really well for me so far. On top of that, we have also made a couple other boots, which is the movement speed again, then a 8% movement speed on top, essence intelligence, T2 fire res, and then what is called chosen strength plus intelligence crafted. We do have another prefix that we can slam on there if we want to, but as is, we figured we'd let someone else do it, do whatever they want with them, and figure it out from there. And when they do, they do. When they don't, if they don't, they don't. It's not a big deal. This is basically what I've been crafting, and as is, I have gotten a couple offers, but nothing as close to what I want. These prices aren't realistic. If I'm going to be honest, I would only value them at about 20 exalts. However, they are really insane, making 70 movement speed, 80 movement speed, so on and so forth. Boots are really good. These ones are not onslaught versions, so these ones are for people who have onslaught in other sources, and they're definitely in stack versions with a little bit of res on them to kind of round them off. Then we have these gloves. These gloves have 68 attack speed, a little bit of lightning res, a lot of life, and then Fizz converted to lightning, along with a Frenzy on kill plus max life to round it off for a pretty solid pair of gloves. And then we have the spell with Synthesize Can't Be Frozen, Then we essence spammed the cold res until we hit T1 chaos res. We Eisling slammed until we hit a suffix which got cooldown recovery. And we Eisling slammed again, not Eisling slam, Veiled Chaos, I'm sorry, Veiled Chaos slammed until we got the a decent prefix, and the decent prefix we stopped on was flasks you use do not consume charges, and we just crafted on percent damage to round it off. Now, again, my prices aren't realistic. This one maybe, but the rest of these maybe 20x, maybe. I just have them priced like this just because I like them, and I might be able to get that, or I might be able to spam them for sale, and maybe someone's going to see them and be like, that's perfect for my build. But basically, let's go ahead and like show you how it's done. So I got a bunch of pair of boots. I'm not going to full craft them today because I don't have the currency to do that, but what I will be doing is I will be showing you my methods on how to craft the boots. So let's say we take a pair of 6 movement speed implicit boots. Then we go to essences. Now, the essence depends on you. It depends on what you want to do. You can use pretty much any essence. One of the essence I tend to use, let me see here. Let's see, right here. This is one of the essence I tend to use here, which is chance to dodge attack hits, because as you see, I am running a Hero's Ire, and I am a Hero's Ire with this. This gives me a lot of dodge. I don't have a dodge flask on yet, but I will be getting to that sooner than later. But as is, I have a lot of dodge set up in my kit, and it really helps me to survive a lot of just content in general. Things rarely hit me as is, so I like it. Other essences you can use is the movement speed essences if you don't want the Eisling movement speed. You can use this one for intelligence. You can use this one for, let's see, for a little bit of armor, if that's what your goal is, lightning res, so on and so forth. But for the sake of the video, let's just go ahead and pull out some essences just to kind of get the craft started to show you what it looks like. So we're gonna, let's see, what's this? Belt, ring, quiver, other armor, we don't care about that. Alright. So basically, what we're doing here is we're hitting essences, and we're going to see if we can get a tier 1 or a tier 2 secondary roll. As you see right here, we have a tier 2 and a tier 8 secondary roll. So what we have to do is we have to take an annul and try and annul off that last modifier. And the reason for annulling that last modifier is because when we do a suffixes can't be changed, we want to be able to have the chance to hit a suffix for our first veiled Eisling. That way we have the choice of getting pretty much any craft that we can off of Eisling. So let's see. Let's see what we hit. We hit the movement speed, that's fine, we don't need it. We hit our tier 1 roll, so now it's back to the essence spamming. So let's see, we have tier 3 attributes, that's not good. We have a tier 8 and another tier 8, that's not good. Let's see, tier 3 and a tier 8, that's not good. And basically, you kind of get the gist of how these boots are made. You just kind of have to, run with it until you get something cool. I stop on various things, as you know. Depends on what I get is what I stop on. My belt, I stopped on T1 Chaos Res because it hit, and I was like, that's really good, so I stopped there. Let's just kind of see if we can't get a decent roll here. See, intelligence I'd stop on, but I already have an int stacking pair of these boots, so I don't want to keep going. Ah, perfect. So let's see. We have, alright, so to save these boosts, we have to get rid of that strength. And we did it. So from here, basically, you would go suffixes can't be changed, veiled chaos orb. And I have a little bit of exalts, but I don't have enough exalts that I want to try and make these boots off the top of my head just this second. But I do have them prepared for that. Basically, you would put suffixes can't be changed, and you would veiled chaos orb here. This says reforge a rare item with new random modifiers, including a veiled modifier, can only be used on items that have that can have veiled modifiers. Well, synth items can have veiled modifiers, as you know. So when you're doing this, you can basically hit your veiled, and it'll either give you a suffix or a prefix. Ideally, you will reroll the prefixes and you will add a veiled suffix. When you add the veiled suffix, you can then get one of several crafts that'll be really beneficial. First thing and foremost, you can get the onslaught craft as I have here, but even better is you can get effective non-damaging elements. You can get this one over here, which is increased strength and intelligence. You can get dual reses, so if you, for example, you can get like fire chaos, cold chaos, or even more fire and cold to make insane dual res boots in case you don't really need the lightning res. And you can kind of pretty much play with them the way you want to. After you hit your Veiled Chaos and you hit the suffix, ideally, you will then, suffixes can't be changed again in Veiled Chaos again. Now, there are a very few amount of outcomes that you can get at this point. One of the outcomes would be the 30 movement speed, and the chance in the, what is it, the 12 movement speed if you haven't been hit recently, for a total of 42 movement speed. And the other options are 30 movement speed unaffected by chill and 30 movement speed onslaught on kill. Any one of these is a good choice. Any one. It doesn't matter. If you hit the 42 movement speed, congratulations. You have, in this case, it would be 42 plus 6 for a whopping 48 movement speed before even enchanting them. So you have boots that basically are almost as fast as 7 league steps, that also have dual reses, a suffix that is good for your build, hopefully, as long as you get a little bit lucky, and then maybe a little bit of, you know, other stats that are good for, you know, other things that you want to do. Ideally, you will find 8% movement speed boots to do this on. I only have left a couple of 4% and 6%, so I will probably eventually craft them up when I have the excess of currency. I do not at this moment, so I am not worried about it. Now, without further ado, this has been me just kind of saying, hey, what's up, showing you what I've been up to. Now, if I get any crafts sold and I get some currency back in, I will gladly be rolling the rest of these boots, spending all my currency and basically rolling as many of these really cool boots as I possibly can. Maybe even more cool gloves, a cool belt or two, helmets, you name it. But as it sits, I haven't sold anything yet. I've just started this crafting process literally yesterday, and it wasn't even that long that I was doing it, so I figured I'd kind of share with you something cool and something you might want to try out at the beginning of next league. Or if you're still crafting and playing in this league, maybe even try it out, give it a shot. If you don't have the currency to sit there and spam essences and spam this and, you know, roll suffixes can't be changed over and over again, you know, you probably don't want to do this. You probably just want to save up and maybe buy a pair of these if you can find them. But I promise you, when I checked PC for synthesized movement speed boots, the only ones I saw were ones that are like mirror tier with 61s and stuff like that, or just junk ones that didn't even come close to my craft. So if you like these boots, if you like having a lot of movement speed stats, onslaught, element effect, attributes, resistances, life, any of that, all rolled up into one kind of like mold of a pair of boots, please try them out. They're real fun. I can put in a map in my next video, and I will be using them to show you guys exactly why I like these boots and why I feel like these boots make me really fast, and, you know, why they're so good. But yeah, without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. Thank you for joining me here again. I'm sorry I don't have the currency to finish the craft for you, but I want to save my currency in case I do find 8% implicit boots, because I will be making those boots instead and finishing them. This one will be a project for when I have the excess of currency or when I sell any of these. But until that point comes, I will talk to everyone later and see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching again, and take it easy, everybody.